Welcome back to my Star Wars marathon of reviews. I don't know if I'm going to get all of these done in time for Obi-Wan. I may be dropping some the day it comes out. It's cramming. It's cramming a lot. There's the 9 chapters and the 2 others, Solo and Rogue One. So I said I wasn't going to review the animated film. I never watched the cartoon. I just feel like there's so much context in there. I'd have to go and do far too much research to understand that film. Yeah, so this was a great experience. This is my favorite of the series. So everything's going to be good news. I think I've been a little bit critical of the narration so far, and everything had been answered in this film. All my questions and thoughts. It was like somebody was like, "Oh, you were supposed to start with episode 4. We forgot to tell you that. My bad, bro." And it's like, okay, whoops. I'm Mac from movieguy.com, and this is my review of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. I'm a blind film critic, so this is from my perspective of not being able to see, the cool special effects from 1977. However, I have seen A New Hope a bunch of times. It's actually my favorite of the series, so it's the one I've watched the most. It's the one that I've watched enough where I'm not really sure how many times I've actually seen it. It was the one where I felt the most comfortable going like plot by plot. And I was like, okay, so we're going to in this scene's next, and then this happens. Like, I'm literally just playing the movie out in my head. I can't remember the last time I watched it, but I definitely have seen A New Hope more than any of the other Star Wars films. Yeah, it answered all my questions about how Fox/Disney, or whenever they started doing audio description for these, where they started, and why the prequel trilogy just does not care if you don't know who these people are that have been in other films. It all starts with A New Hope. That they want you to watch it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. In episode 4, A New Hope, I'm not even going to describe this film. If you don't know what Star Wars is about, but at this point, I don't know why you're here. We're just going to talk about audio description. So, I've seen this film far too many times to have thoughts on it. It's an amazing film. It's in my, I have a running list of films, and this is consistently like near the top. It's like always in like the top 50, and I've seen thousands of films. So to be in like the top 50, I'm not telling you it's number 1, but when you've seen as many movies as I have, to be in the top 50 is quite an achievement. And it's never like it might get bumped, you know. Yeah, this is where all the audio descriptions started, and we've got Miles Neff. He did such a great job with the prequel trilogy, and he's also apparently going to do episodes 4, 5, and 6. Which I'm excited about. His narration is great. All of the character descriptions in this, they all happen. We have magical character description. So if you don't know what these characters look like, it doesn't just assume immediately that you know what they look like, and it doesn't use their name right away. It does all of the things right with audio description. It just obviously they wanted you to watch it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, so that way, you know, by the time you get to the other films, they can just say Yoda, you know, and or whoever, and you're just like, oh well, yeah, because I'm like many films into this already. I know what Yoda. I got the description from that other film that I watched, because all of the description is here, and they don't use the names. They've got some great C-3PO description. It takes him a while before they use his name. He's just referred to as like the golden android for a while. I think R2 is the first character to get a name in a series. Even Vader for a while. Like he's getting like this massively super descriptive audio description. for his this character description for his character. I loved Chewie's. At first, I was like, oh, he's a little underdescribed, and then, like, later on in the film, they just like punched me with a right hook of character description just out of nowhere. They're just like the 7-foot tall Wookiee, and I was like, oh my god, they just said he was 7 feet. What? That's extra. That fleshes him out even more. I was like, man, they gave it like an exact point for you to be like, man, 7 foot tall. Okay, so we know exactly how tall Chewie is, because like, if you've watched my reviews in order I posted them, you saw me have a little bit of fun with Solo because they were just like, it's Chewie! And I was like, okay, fuck you. But no, in this film, it's amazing. The audio description, the character description, everything is there. This is the film. This is where to start if you are blind and visually impaired and have never watched Star Wars. If you have a little kid and they're like, mommy, no, little kids don't have that deep of a voice. Mommy, I want to watch Star Wars. I've heard it's really good. And I can form complete sentences. So I feel like this is my thing. And you're like, okay, it's on Disney Plus. So, we'll do that. Now, Disney Plus puts them in chronological order, the way I stupidly thought we were going to be watching them. No. Watch them in the order of release. If you watch them in the order that they're released, then the character descriptions will actually make sense. Because in this film, it's so rich, full of character descriptions, because this film assumes you know nothing about Star Wars, which is what I've been complaining about for the last 4 films, is that every film just assumes everybody knows Star Wars, at least on some level, and just is like, that's so-and-so. You don't know who that is? Well, you're stupid. You know, that's what I felt like. I was, okay. Luckily, I'd seen all of those films, but A New Hope, actually, I've seen a bunch of times, and they just, man, the description for every single character was so on point. The weirder the character, the better the description that you get, and they try to do a good job too with like the random sort of aliens, like in the cantina, and Greedo and stuff like that, and Jabba, who I was kind of like, maybe they should say Jabba's a little bit larger than he is. That's was probably like my only thing. Although, at the same time, he did there's a narration about him stepping on his tail, and I'm like, I don't know if I'd never seen Jabba before, what would I think of? Because it's a good slug, like he is slug-like. But he's also kind of large. So I might have also said like a large slug, like a really large, or I don't know, but, bigger than Han. He's kind of, he's got a lot of girth to him. He's large. It's not just like a height thing. It's just a largeness that he's got to him. But I don't know. I don't know what people think Jabba the Hutt looks like. The problem is that I actually know what he looks like. He'd be the only question that I would have in my head. But then again, I haven't jumped into Empire, and he's featured more in that, and maybe we'll get more description for Jabba. He doesn't have nearly the screen time in this one that he does in the later movies. So, we shall see. But I was super happy with this audio description. The action sequences were amazing. Everything. This was like pitch perfect audio description. This is like one of the best audio descriptions I've seen, heard, watched, experienced, whatever you want to say, hands down. The narrator was great. I've seen the film before, and I felt like everything they were saying was exactly what, I was like, yes, the blind people are getting a great experience here. I was never like, oh, that's a shame it missed that, or oh no, that's not really what it looks like, or oh, that didn't really happen. No, I mean, this was spot on. So, everything I remembered about Star Wars was just brought right into the audio description. So, fantastic, great work. Love the audio description. Thank you. Again, it's sad that Miles Neff is no longer with us, but he did provide us with some really good work on these films. So, definitely start with A New Hope. If you're going to try to introduce your kids to Star Wars, start with A New Hope. Plus, look, I'm more excited for it because honestly, the original trilogy is actually the best trilogy of the three. And if you can get them hooked with the first three films, then they can probably watch the rest of the Star Wars films through all of their problems, you know. And I don't feel like that's controversial to say in the Star Wars fan community. I don't think there are people running around going, the prequel trilogy is totally better than the original trilogy. I just don't feel like those people exist. So, yeah. So, I'm going to give Star Wars A New Hope. It should come as no surprise. This is getting a perfect A. Actually, I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to give this film an A+. This is an untouchable for me. This is a classic. This is a once in a lifetime, A New Hope. I almost never give A+ because it's basically me saying this is one of my favorite films. It's me showing my hand. And I don't do that very often, but I'm going to give A New Hope an A+. I had a great experience with it with audio description, and I think that just enhanced it even more. So, let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope I see you back for more Star Wars reviews. And you can check out all my reviews at macthemovieguy.com. And also find out what films are described and where they're at on the Audio Description Project. They got the list of the movies. That's what they got. Arby's got the meats. Audio Description Project's got the audio description list. So, you can go there and check that out. Anyway, until next time when Obi-Wan is your only hope.